Hi everyone, Soul17 here. Let me first, like usual, I'm drawing the picture, non-paid videos, and I made the thumbnail. So here's the thing: I just been busy, like legit. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to even do anything. All I know is I have a couple of days off, and then today, tomorrow, Monday, because of Labor Day, and then after that, I'm just back to schoolwork, and I'm in a team project. So yeah, just a lot of stuff is happening, going on. So it's hard for me to make what ifs because I feel like lack of motivation and just tired. I guess very tired. So it's not to do I don't want to, it's just that, and it's been hard for me to get to reading the Percy Jackson book to get that over and done with. But anyways, I'm gonna try. I don't know when, and I'm just So, in a sense, let's just get this started. I was actually hoping that this series actually kind of gets better as I go. I mean, I just want to have like fun with this, so that's what I mean. But anyways, I had no idea what I'm gonna do with this. All I know is I just go as I see fit with it. So yeah. Anyways, this is What If Naruto Gained Grimmjow, Part 2. So, last time we left off is, well, Naruto legit had enough of the village. Grimmjow basically killed some root ninjas. A civilian got killed by a hollow. First captain, the Godai 13, basically came in, Yamato. He brought in Ichigo Kurosaki, Rukia, and Yoruichi. And they're going to intently retrain Naruto. Now, with Naruto's personality, I don't see any of the... Well, I don't really see any of the actual... How should I say this right? Actual Naruto characters. Well, most of them. Like, being like being a challenge for him. But it's like, at the same time, I don't see any of them, like, like, for example, like Hinata or Ino or basically Tenten, like, having a liking towards him. Ino still is Sasuke fangirl. Basically, Hinata does like Naruto, but has been, scared of him at times because of his personality. Sakura's just Sakura. So yeah, don't really know who, but probably Bleach character. So anyways, let's just get on. So we kind of just have Naruto walking out with Grimmjow of the Hokage's office. As he goes, man, that meeting was really boring. No, I mean, no offense. I know it's about my training and what I'm gonna happen, but I seriously had to be put on the team with Sakura, Haruno, Sasuke, Uchiha? Ugh. Seriously? Which Grimmjow just shrugged, like, hey. I mean, technically, it's a good thing that you're just gonna be taught by, well, those three instead of that teacher of yours. He goes, yep. Wait, quick question. He just stops and Grimmjow looks at him. He's like, yeah? How the heck is, Sakura's Haruno mom not, like, like one of those other council members? He goes, he just shrugged, like, legit. She's just overprotective mother. You can't blame her, can you? Which he thinks about it. He goes, nah, not really, but her daughter's a horrible person. No offense to her. I think she knows that and she hates it. In which she's like, huh? I mean, Grimmjow just says, I may or may not have heard her complain about it to one of her friends about, she said to like do Uchiha, but she took it as a session. She's obsessed with the Uchiha. He basically looks at Grimmjow, kind of grin. He's like, how obsessed is Sakura? He goes, oh, you don't want to know. I found out and you don't want to know. And he goes, she has a whole entire book of pictures of him or something. He goes, I don't. He just says, let's just say this. It's not just a book, it's also her closet. And he goes, don't tell me there's a statue. He goes, oh no, there's no statue. He sighs, Naruto sighs from relief. He goes like, oh, hey. Oh, just, whew. I thought I was going to have to deal with that. He goes, no, surprisingly, it's just pictures. He goes, well, let's get this day started. I have to meet the team tomorrow after pictures taken. No, wait, it's the next day. I'm gonna hate Team 7. In which grimmjow nods and slowly disappears from everyone's sight besides Naruto's. Now, back in Hokage's office, Yamato basically comes back into the gate. Basically, Yoruichi is still in cat form. Ichigo's there in Rukia, and he basically has his vice captain with him. As Yoruichi sits down on the chair, he goes, I'm sorry about my, acquaintance. Which, basically, Horizon just nods, no, don't worry. He actually is quite, how should I say this, surprisingly friendly? Which Ichigo kind of just chuckles. Which Rukia just looks like really face. Yoruichi just like not saying nothing. Which, Yamato's like, trust me, that man is not nice. But he has looked like he changed. Which basically Hiruzen does not. He was like, that's what happens when you become a father. Which Ichigo was like, sorry, it's just grimmjow, a father. I never actually the day. Like, legit. I never thought I would see the day of this. Which Yamato nods. So, he goes, how has Naruto been treated? He goes, villagers, horrible. Council wanted to become a weapon. Me, had to fake everything just so I can keep my family safe. Which, Yamato nods. He goes, so in a sense, better life than I can at least try to give him, since half of only one of the civilian council is there. I don't have to deal with that. Well, all of them. In which Yamato does not. He goes, the boy has a lot of spiritual pressure coming to him. And, he seems to also be able to may have used chakra too. I mean, that's my only thing I can guess. It has to be still tested. Which, Hiruzen goes, well, that's good. But, I do believe, though, the teacher you give on Team 7 will not be so forgiving or adequate. I know. But I have no choice. It's not like I can teach him myself. People, which, then Hiruzen stops. He basically looks at Yamato. He's like, you already planned this already, haven't you? Grimmjow would, which basically Yamato nods. It was Grimmjow would send every one of these people to the afterlife if necessary, to protect Naruto. He does not care for that life, and Naruto doesn't even care for them. He may actually get a hand in hand. The only person he has to care for is you and the ramen people. That is all. In which Hiruzen smiles and just nods. He goes, I am thankful for those people. For the ramen. Basically, Iyame and Tucci. Yeah, they legit did not change. Basically, Jiraiya basically has been come visiting, tried to help Naruto every time he could. He goes, but what about his godfather? Jiraiya? Busy, but tries to just stop by every so often and see how he is. Even talked to him a couple of times, I think. Yeah, basically I made it where Jiraiya literally introduces himself. He basically has a traveling merchant / writer. So yeah. In which Yoruichi goes like, interesting. I didn't know he had a godfather. Why is he not here? He goes, his godfather is a, how should I say this, important man to the village. He also basically has a spy network that he has to go outside the village and keep in contact with them. Plus, if I basically even had him in the village, he would be in the hospital more times than I can count. Which, everyone kind of blinks. They basically, Yoriichi, Rukia, and Ichigo, look at him. Ichigo goes, why? Peeking. Yamato understands, he goes, I see. Understandable. So, anyways, these three will basically be teaching Naruto every way they can. Well, grimmjow, when Naruto activates his hollow abilities, will be teaching his hollow, basically, powers. Which, technically, Hiruzen does not. He goes, honestly, you can basically teach him how to, like, become Hokage for all I care. I honestly am done with this job. But, if I see about my ex-teammates, basically, and how they were mentally, then I actually will prefer if they still stay on the council as my advisors. Just a long day. In which, basically, yeah. Yamato does not. He goes, so, my Soul Reapers don't have a place to stay since you were not told. Do you mind if they can stay at the Saratopia estate? He goes, not at all. So, let's get going. In which, the three nod. Basically, Yoriichi basically jumps onto Hiruzen's shoulder, and basically Ichigo and Rukia, as Yamato and his vice captain, leave. Now then, the next day, Naruto, wakes up, eats breakfast, grimmjow made it, goes out, basically get his picture taken, and all he does is a grin. A normal grin for him. In which, technically, when Hiruzen sees this, he goes, huh. Oh, you look like Grimmjow when he's about to fight with this picture. He goes, sorry about that, GG. I just kinda just do that automatically now. He goes, I'm not complaining, Naruto. I'm not complaining. None of that. I know how you feel about Team 7 already. Believe me, I only told you this because it was necessary. He goes, favoritism? He goes, no. Okay, maybe a little favoritism. To be honest, I know your pain. Already. He goes, so, how about your two advisors? He goes, they're still my advisors, Naruto. He goes, huh? Really? Drat. I was hoping they at least will be executed like those other members of the council. You're lucky that the ninja council wasn't on my dad's list. Which he does not. He goes, the entire village would have been in an uproar. But after the claims of what I said, everyone was shocked. So, I mostly told you this so you don't try to, kill them on the first day. He goes, yeah. So, when can I start my training? Do I have to wait until my ninja sensei is, here? Or, I basically meet him? Or can I just start training already? Because I really want to learn about the Shimigami and the hollow powers I have. Well, maybe Shimigami. We still have to find out. In which, basically, Hiruzen does not. Before they can even talk anymore, all of a sudden a kid with basically pineapple ponytail hair, and then a long blue scarf come over and says, I come here to kill you all! All of a sudden Naruto legit blitzes towards, this kid, grabs him by the shirt and have him against the wall. Which Hiruzen, kind of surprised, but Grimmjow probably would have taught him to always suspect an attack and always be ready. Which Naruto basically isn't already a fighting mood until he knows it's a kid. He goes, Jesus, kid. Don't just yell out when you enter a room like that. You could have got yourself killed. He drops basically the kid and he goes back to his seat. He goes, sorry about that, Gigi. Dad really taught me how to always be aware of my surroundings. As if anything that happens, always go after first strike. Which he basically says, it's not that much of a problem, my boy. I should have figured that much after meeting him. Anyways, Konohamaru, why are you here? He goes, to kill you, old man, so I can get the hat and become Hokage. As then Naruto just snorts. He goes, you Hokage? A little brat like you? Oh, man. If Hokage was being what would have been so easy, I could have took it a long time ago. Probably when I was, well, actually, I could have took it when I was 10. To be honest, I chose not to. Which Hiruzen was like, why is that? He was like, 1, I'm too young. 2, I don't really care for this village no more. 3, I gave up on that dream a long time ago in this village. Maybe in another village, but hey, I don't really care. In which Hiruzen does not. He goes, valid points, valid points. He goes, wait, who are you? He goes, kid, first, tell me your name. He was like, you don't know me? He was like, kid, I don't care who the heck you are. Titles mean nothing. Tell me your name, or just be quiet. He kind of glares at, Konohamaru. As Konohamaru was like, I'm Konohamaru Sarutobi. Basically, he was like, so you're Gigi's grandson. He told me about you. Well, the name's Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki. It's a pleasure to meet you. Which he's like, you're the kid that helped you and your family. Look, Konohamaru, I don't really care if you're the honorable grandson or something. If someone really calls you an honorable grandson, then it just means they're trying to basically suck up to you. That pisses me off. So, he kind of just gets up, walks over to him, and goes like, pats him on the head, he goes like, try to get strong on your own, and don't go after your, grandfather. You never know how long you have with him. Believe it. Alright? Then all of a sudden, Sebitsu, whatever, his name. I can't really say it now. He goes, honorable grandson! Oh, you, he faces things, the nine-tails brat. The demon. As Naruto looks at him, he's like, oi, closet pervert, shut it. I already know you're thinking. He goes, I am not a... Basically, Naruto does multi-shadow clone jutsu, plus then, well, wait, actually, Grimmjow can't no, Grimmjow never taught him anything. Never mind, I forgot. He doesn't know this yet. He just looks at him and goes like, really? Alright then. Anyways. Also, by the way, kid, there's no shortcuts to basically becoming Hokage. Like, you can't be Hokage if you killed your grandfather. So, train yourself. Get stronger that way. And maybe one day, if I decide to ever go after the hat again, we'll be rivals. Okay, kid? He just basically, walks away from him while basically waving. Which Konohamaru goes like, is that really Naruto? You said he... he goes, Naruto has changed more than I thought, Konohamaru. And, I should really stop him real quick. Which, basically, Konohamaru basically runs after Naruto where Hiruzen appears outside the building. He goes, huh? Gigi, why are you here? He was like, well, I wanted to give you this, just to make sure you could try it. He goes, sure, what is it? He goes, a jutsu. But she just looks at him, he's like, seriously? He goes, please, just for my own amusement. He opens up after he shrugs. He reads it, he goes, multi-shadow clone jutsu. And then he learns about the benefits of it. He goes, yeah, this actually could help me. Alright. So he does the, basically the cross seal that he does, ram seal, whatever. And he goes, multi-shadow clone jutsu! As basically all of a sudden just, about 50 clones appear. Which Naruto was like, not bad. Not bad at all. Which technically Hiruzen's not surprised that much, but Konohamaru and Zetsu, whatever his name is, basically, Sebisu, yeah, there we go, is shocked, which Konohamaru was like, that's so cool! He goes, this is my first jutsu I've ever used. Wow. I mean, besides the academy style jutsu, but I was technically almost sabotaged from every place I go. So I didn't even stop caring using jutsus. Now I know I can actually do this. Thanks, old man. I just see he kind of releases it, and he never remembers about the backlash effect. So he's like, okay, that is weird seeing it on multiple angles. Anyways, thanks for the new jutsu. Catch you later. Which he just walks away with his hand in his pockets. Many people of the village are looking at Naruto in shock because he was able to do that. And then while he's walking, he hears rumors, people saying, like, the demon's getting powerful, blah, 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 all that. And Naruto just sighs and just kind of says a little bit too out loud on purpose. So he was like, and villagers can't shut up about anything. Wow. What else is new in the village of Konoha? In which they heard him and they're kind of mad. He's like, oh no, look, they're mad. What are you gonna do? Grab knives and basically pitchforks? I'm a ninja. You attack a ninja, you can die. So, go ahead. Try me. I dare ya. In which everyone kind of backs away because Naruto stopped and looked at them from both sides. And he goes, no spine when someone has power. That's just pathetic. He just really walks away while some of them are gripping their, fists. Others basically, they don't know why. But they know, if they tried to even, kill him, they couldn't. So, people are gonna start getting, how should I say this? No interest in harming Naruto no more. Heck, just ignoring him seems better off. But the thing is, though, they can't ignore him. So, they don't know what to do, and they're mad at this. So Naruto basically goes through the training ground. He just stretches, he's like, how is that, Dad? Put them in their place. Which, grimmjow shows them, he was like, yep, good job, kiddo. Proud of you on that. He just grins, he was like, yeah, well, let's get this thing started. One of the 3 teachers is going to come in. Which, basically, all of a sudden, each teacher comes in with no Kato this time, just a woman with, I think, black hair and... Hold up. Alright, you're going to basically see my powers maybe at like 15%. But basically, it's just Yoruichi. If you look her up, saying Yoruichi Bleach. Basically, black hair, golden eye color, dark skin, basically. I mean, one of the best characters in Bleach, in my opinion. So yeah. As he goes, huh? Who are you? She goes, I'm Yoruichi. He just blinks, he goes like, you're a girl? Or a woman, I mean? She goes, yes. It's the voice of the cat, wasn't it? He goes, yeah. I'm not complaining. Honestly, this is actually pretty cool. I like the orange and black look, though. Nice. She's looking at Grimmjow. He goes, are you sure this is your kid? He's like, what? A ton of respect and manners. She goes, everyone just blinks at him. Naruto just chuckles. He goes, you did say no one would believe you. He goes, God, I read a how-to parent book, okay? Jeez. And a cooking book. How to cook for... He goes, one-on-one cook for dummies. Which Grimmjow looks at him, he was like, hey, that was supposed to be our little secret. He was like, all the ramen in the world can not make me tell anyone about that. He was like, sometimes I wonder why I even consider you my kid. He goes, I don't know. I make really cool, funny jokes sometimes. Snarky comments. One-liners, I guess. I don't know. There's probably so much you can say on a very short list. Which Grimmjow just sighs, like, I'm not even mad right now. I'm just wondering how the heck I got in this situation again. Which Naruto just nods. Which Ichigo kind of like goes like, anyways, as I said already, my name is Ichigo Kurosaki. This is Rukia, and this is Yoruichi. It's a pleasure to meet you, Naruto. He was like, same. So, how am I gonna basically access or find out my Zanpato? Which Rukia goes, well, for Ichigo, I literally stabbed him and he got his Zanpato. Which he's like, huh? Which Ichigo just says, okay, let me just explain. So he kind of explains the situation he was in when he basically became a substitute Soul Reaper. And he's like, to protect your family. That's good. I like that. Which basically Ichigo nods. He goes, "For you, probably like any other Soul Reaper, trying to meditate and find it." He goes, "Alright." So Naruto gets into a meditation position, and starts to was about to start meditating. He was like, "So, what should I look for?" He goes, which Yorichi just says, "Look for the seed of your soul, or your spiritual pressure. Follow it to the center of it, where it all is, and then try to basically pull on it like your chakra." He goes, "Alright." I mean, should be, spiritual energy and chakra seems like the exact same thing, so should be easy. As Naruto basically meditates for about, let's say, 4 hours, which Grimmjow's kind of worried. He's like, "Okay, come on, kid. I know you have a lot, so it shouldn't be taking this long." Which, Rukia just signed, like, "Just calm down, Grimmjow." He's like, "Calm down? Okay, one, don't use Shimigamis. Your Soul Reapers never really find yours on Pato after so long." In which, technically, Yorichi just sighs, like, saying, "Well, that is technically true, and it takes multiple tries. He's just lucky if he actually gets on the first try, because each try gets harder." As then all of a sudden, a massive wave of spiritual pressure goes, is being felt by everyone in the village. As everyone's like, feels like immense heaviness is on them. Some people are taking a hard time to breathe. When basically they look at Naruto, they basically see something, coming off of Naruto, his spiritual energy, you could say, basically. As what happens is, Ichigo's sword, Zangetsu, how it looks like it. I do not know a name for basically Naruto's sword, because he'll have to hear it, but I will think of a name and try to come up with one. Basically, though, Naruto's sword is a mixture between Zangetsu and Kenpachi's sword, but it was like a razor sharp, teeth is there. As Naruto legit, basically feels it in his hands and he opens his eyes. He goes, "Whoa, this, okay, I know I have a lot of spiritual pressure, but this thing," as he literally gets up and is holding it. It's like, "This thing looks deadly." Sharp too. Which, Grimmjow just sighs of relief and kind of grins. Basically, Ichigo's kind of shocked. He was like, "He has almost a similar sword to me. But it's just almost, but it's like Kenpachi's." Yeah, basically, it's like legit, looks like basically jagged edges, like, basically like that. It looks like it's actually having teeth, basically, but going towards, like, Santa sideways. Which he goes, "So, is this, I'm not complaining about my Zanpato, but this thing does have some weight to it." In which, technically speaking, Ichigo's like, "Huh, wanna switch?" He takes out his his basically Zanpato. Naruto's like, "Sure." So basically, they take each other's. Naruto's like, "Huh, yours is probably 2 pounds lighter than mine." Which Ichigo's like, "Holy cow, yeah, this thing weighs like a ton. Why is that?" Which Naruto just shrugs. So they basically switch back. Naruto puts it back over his shoulder. He was like, "So, am I going to be learning, like, Kenjutsu or Swordsmanship?" In which, technically, Yorichi goes like, "In sort, yes. We're going to give you the stances. There's always a different way of fighting for everybody. Yours, I want to see your hand-to-hand combat. Alright? Come at me." He goes, "You sure? I don't know what you Shinigami use called flash dip. I wasn't even taught Zanito yet, so..." In which Grimmjow just like, "Okay, before you even say anything, I was trying to have him learn spiritual pressure and train to hand-to-hand combat. The rest of it was going to do when he gets older, which he's good enough now. I figured he can learn two ways of fast moving." In which Yorichi does not says, "That was a good idea. I didn't expect that coming from you." He goes, "Shut it." Which he basically just kind of leans against a tree. He goes, "Alright, come at me." So basically Naruto moves very quickly, which even without Flash Step or Sanito, that's very surprising toward Yoriichi. So she has a little grin. Naruto throws a punch, and there's like a lot of basically oomph behind it, which that's even more surprising to her. She goes, "You work out a lot?" He goes, "Eh, sometimes. I mean, I usually push myself to the limit, but eh, you know." And then he basically moves a kick, basically trying to hit her on the side, but she basically blocks it with her leg. He goes, "Good reflexes. How about this?" With his right fist, he tries to punch her while he was in midair. She basically catches his wrist and then throws him, and he basically just lands on a tree, push himself, springboard himself off it, and legit surprise kicks her like basically grimmjow did to Ichigo and sent her flying for 2 trees, which Ichigo and grimmjow just look at each other, and then they see grimmjow goes like, "I did that to you once," and Ichigo's like, "Yeah, it hurt." He was like, basically, Naruto's just kind of grinning. He goes like, "Come on, is that all you got? I'm just starting to warm up." As Yoriichi comes out of it unscathed with just a little dust, she basically wipes it off, basically patting herself. She goes, "Good job, kid. You really do have a pack a punch. Now, let's see if you keep up this speed." So basically, she disappears from Naruto's sight, appearing right behind him. As Naruto basically can hear the sound of something moving, so he dodges it quickly as he can, basically his head just getting grazed, as she's thinking excellent reflexes. So legit, he basically tries to enter backhand. She basically blocks, and then he immediately tries to jump and use his earth fist to hit her. So when she basically grabs that though, he basically tries to knee her basically in the back or in the angle he can. So she jumps backwards, over him and throws him to the ground. Basically, Naruto has a little bit of a flexible, he has a little bit more flexibility. As he gets up, he goes, "Ah, that hurts. Are you using spiritual pressure to increase your strength?" She goes, "Yeah, why?" He goes, "Huh, so that's how you do it. I guess I've been doing it subconsciously." She goes, "Huh?" He goes, "Yeah, I keep on thinking I'm using my regular strength. I got so used to pushing myself, I guess I just use it unconsciously. Eh. Let's go." As soon as he just runs basically back into battle. Basically, this lasts for about an hour. Naruto does have some bruises, black and blue marks, and some blood coming out of his nose as he wipes it off. Yoriichi basically just has maybe her clothes just ruffled. That's it. She basically says, "That's enough." He goes, "Man, couldn't even get a good hit on you." "Oh well, I guess that's what happens when I face an ex-Soul Reaper." In which she goes, "To be quite honest, I'm very surprised with you. I mean, I didn't expect you to be this good in hand-to-hand combat." He goes, "What can I say? My dad taught me everything he could teach me with hand-to-hand combat. And always be brute strength over brawn. Well, be brute strength over brains." Did comes in handy though with some of the villagers, but they were stronger than me. And he also told me to use my mind in battle, which, in a sense, I did say to him, "Wait, you use your mind in battle besides just going off of instinct?" I didn't hear the end of it for a week. In which, basically, grimmjow says, "Yeah, I didn't make any ramen for a month." He goes, "Now that was mean." Which, basically, grimmjow just grins. He's like, "Yeah, it's a good thing I told Tucci and Ayami not to give you any." He goes, "That was you?" He goes, "Yep, they're the only ones who knew about my existence." He goes, "Ugh. Parents." And grimmjow just says, "Kids." So after that, basically, Yoriichi says, "Well, if I was basically gonna rate you on level, I say you're about maybe mid-level, Soul Reaper in hand-to-hand combat. Maybe a few more years and experience, you can basically be a higher-ranking member of a Soul Reaper." He goes, "Alright, so, swordsmanship?" In which Ichigo says, "Now, this is where I come in. we don't know if you can learn, well, Byakugo, Bakugo, one of those Nimpos or whatever, Shimpos. Which Ruku goes like, yeah. It was so, wait. No offense. What are you going to be teaching me, Rukia? Sensei? Which she goes, oh, easy. I'm going to be teaching you, how should I say this? Basically, Ichigo says, she's also your combat instructor. We're both trying to help you to face against someone that hits heavy with someone that hits fast. He goes, oh. Which then grimmjow says, and I'll be teaching you anything about your hollow abilities. Technically speaking, there's a thing called a Sero, which you know. And we have our release dates. Yours may be a combination between a hollows and a, well, bunkai. Which basically I do think Naruto was like, so wait, what I call it like a release bunkai? Then, like, release something bunkai. That sounds so stupid. Which, generally, Grimmjow just shrugged, like, hey, you can't have two forms. Your bunkai form, your hollow form. Which he goes, oh, then they're both combined, yeah. That makes more sense. Anyways, let's see how good I am with a sword. No offense, I know I'm gonna lose. And I hate that, but I have to admit it. Ugh. So, Ichigo nods, and they basically have a, swordsmanship battle, which it did take. Naruto did not give up, no matter how many times he was blocked or, almost nicked with it. He just kept on going. In which he did try to parry and block, and legit do some things to basically try and throw off his opponent with basically sporadic and unpredictable movement, which Jorichi can see, so she asks grimmjow, is he one of those people that have plans around the fly and do it without thinking? Which he does not. He goes, yep, my kid legit thinks of something, does it, and doesn't even, have 100% foolproof afterwards. It's just so where he can get an advantage in a battle, he'll go for it. He'll make his advantage instead of waiting for it. In which he nods. Now then, what happens is very simple. Ichigo still wins. He goes, basically, after Naruto's on the ground huffing and puffing, he goes like, that was heavy work. Which, well, hard work, basically. Heavy work, hard work, whatever fits. Which Ichigo goes like, yep. So, you're ready to work with Rukia? Or you want to take a little bit of a break? He goes like, he basically gets up. He basically stretches. He was like, alright, Rukia sensei, let's get this thing on the road. Which she nods. She takes out her Zanpakuto. And yeah, Naruto has a harder time basically hitting her and blocking her attacks. But after, I want to say 45 minutes, he basically got the hang of it and actually able to try and make a swing, which will block. He kind of grins. Basically, Naruto notices his Zanpakuto's, basically, I want to say, blades on his sword. Where his blade is, and then, like, the teeth. It looks like he has teeth there. He basically notices. They legit look like they can basically not just drag his opponent down and cut him, like, through them very more brutal and basically looks like a wild animal attack, but he also knows he could probably break her sword. He has a little grin, but then he basically lifts up his sword and was like, well, he doesn't lift up his sword. He twists her, his sword, which twists Rukia's, and then kicks her, sending her flying a bit. And he was like, well, I just realized I can do that. Pretty cool, huh? In which Rukia does get up. She goes, to keep me in one place and then basically get an attack on me. Yes, that was really good, Naruto. In which, yeah. So that goes on for a bit. Rukia gets a little bit more faster. And, yeah. She doesn't keep up. And he's basically like, okay, I know this is basically mean, but are you a captain or something? And when she nods, he goes, you're here? What about you? Which Ichigo just says, I'm a captain. He looks at Yoriichi, ex-captain. He goes, okay, so I have 2 captains training me, 1 ex-captain, and I have basically a hollow training me. What's next? He goes, a lazy sensei that likes to read something in public. He goes, as a rhetorical question, but okay. So, he looks at his dad, he was like, so, Dad, what are you going to try to teach me to settle? He goes, yep, for now, try to put your spiritual pressure into a ball, or to a point of your body. Take your time, and, well, try to find your own way of doing it. So, I want to say this. It was basically that morning to late lunch to like basically before night, where Naruto was finally done training, which he did learn how to do a Sero, but he only can do 1 or 2 shots before he's like tired. He's not because he ran out of spiritual pressure, it's because it just took, a lot more out of him than he thought. Which he thinks, darn it, I have to have a lot more stamina. I am a stamina freak, but still. 2 shots? Which grimmjow says, not bad. You'll get used to it over time. So don't worry about it. Because, but still, I shouldn't be able to. I should just keep able to shoot shot after shot. In which Grimmjow does nod, but he's like, this thing's happened, my boy. Alright? Which he sighs, like, yeah, tomorrow I got team placements. Let's just get this over and done with. Which Grimmjow does not. He says thanks to them. Thanks Rukia, Ichigo, and Yoriichi for the very first lesson going well. And secondly, Naruto's basically sword does have its own, wrap around it. But when Naruto's walking, he kind of feels like it's its own weight. He goes, hey Dad, I think my Zanpakuto got heavier. He goes, huh? What do you mean? He goes, well, it's like every time I was swinging it, it just kept on getting heavier and heavier. Is that weird? It goes, maybe that's one of your Zanpakuto's abilities, is to help you get stronger. Which, Naruto goes like, maybe. It's just, never thought this would actually happen like this. I mean, I don't really mind buying my Zanpakuto, but still, it's just shocking to me. Even if when I say it, it's helping me to get stronger and stronger. Never thought that would happen. Which Grimmjow just chuckles. So after they basically go back to the apartment, Grimmjow basically turns to the bed for sleep. And Naruto's, basically sleeping. It's like after they ate and such. So Hiruzen asks the 3 Shinigamis, like, so, how was he? He goes, Yoriichi says, well, Grimmjow trained him well. Physically and mentally, too. Basically, Ichigo nods. He goes, yeah, I noticed more when Naruto fought me. His attacks kept on getting heavier. I mean, technically we have one of our, one of the soldiers, the Shinigamis, in one of the, divisions. Basically, first division, second division. That basically can increase the weight of an object or person. Which, basically Rukia nods, which he goes, huh. What does this mean? He goes, well, Yoriichi says, this could mean basically only one thing. Naruto's sword increases its weight the more he swings. And it keeps that heaviness to it until, I guess, he gets used to it. There has to be a set limit to it. Which Hiruzen goes like, I see. So the more Naruto swings his Zanpakuto, the heavier it'll get. That means the more muscles he'll have to use and get tired quicker. Which basically Ichigo and Rukia nod. It was interesting weapons. Very interesting. So, after that, we do skip to the next day, when Naruto just ended up basically the academy, just legit just looking up at the ceiling, and be like, I wonder if those 2 idiot banshees are gonna, come and run and basically saying to each other, I came in first. I get sent as a Sasuke-kun. Ugh. Man, those 2 can't really take anything seriously besides the Uchiha. It's disgusting. Which, basically, he was saying that underneath his breath. But some people can hear him like Kiba, which, even though Kiba does not really like Naruto that much, he can't agree with him on that. So he basically goes over and goes like, "Yo, Naruto, why are you here?" He's like, "Oh, Inazuka. Well, someone sabotaged my tests. So, in a sense, I was allowed to basically retake it and I passed. See?" It basically showed the headband, which goes, "Ah, cool. So, basically, if you wonder why Kiba's acting so different around Naruto, is because Naruto's able to beat Kiba so easily. He showed he was alpha. He goes, "You hoping that we're on a team or something?" He goes, sort of. It's like, "You really hate the Uchiha that badly?" He goes, "I don't hate the Uchihas. Just some of them. Especially him, though. He's an Avenger. That's all he cares about. All these girls are basically trying to show him, their love, and he just ignores them. That's what I hate. It really is just so... How can I say this right? It's just basically annoying to me. That's all." He goes, "You care about anyone here?" Which goes, "In a sense, maybe the Banshee." He goes, "Which one?" "Forehead." Which goes, "Why?" He goes, "Well, she has no clan, and she basically, I don't know, maybe secretly does train, but she doesn't know how to do it properly. Besides, some of the teachers here, I started thinking now that I just realized maybe this didn't just sabotage me, sabotage some other people here." Which Kiba looks at him and he's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Some teachers are taking money from some council members. So, in a sense," he goes, Darn, that's really annoying, huh? Pretend our skills we made over the years couldn't really be ours if they were just let us win or sabotage our learning experience." He goes, "Exactly. I'd say that's kind of a bust, but hey, it's our point to learn everything on our own if our senseis can't teach us." Which he goes, "Yeah, but do you know what team you're on?" He goes, "You'll hear it and you'll know why I am sort of pissed." In which Kiba kind of notices, and he goes, "Yeah, sort of." He basically goes back to his seat, and he's like, "Akamaru, he's really pissed, isn't he?" Which Akamaru yips. So, after that, Ino and Sakura does exactly the same thing. The only thing that's different is, it's not Naruto, and Kiba, basically that little, like, someone bumps into Naruto and they kiss scene. So it's just like, because he's just sitting down. When Ruku comes in, he's introducing the teams, and it's Team 7. Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, and Naruto Uzumaki, which everyone just looks at Naruto. He just kind of like sighs and be like, "Yeah, I was allowed to retake a test, and yet all my scores can't be redone and see if my grades actually matter. Damn fools." In which Iruka does not. And so, basically, they say your team leader is Kakashi Kakashi Hatake, and yeah, go on and so forth is all from canon. While they're waiting, Naruto's just sleeping, and he's legit just goes into the mindscape. He's like, "Yo, Dad, is he awake?" He goes, "The fluff ball?" "Nah, why?" He goes, "He's been sleeping here without even talking to me, and it's getting annoying. I'm gonna wake him up." "Son, I don't think that's a good idea." As Naruto walks into the gate, and he legit just looks at the Nine Tails, he goes, "Oi, Furball, wake up. Wakey, wakey." Which, basically, Nine Tails is not waking up until Naruto legit just says, "Okay, fine. If you don't wake up, I'll kick ya." So he's getting ready to kick as Kurama wakes up immediately, looks at Naruto, and he goes, "What do you want?" He goes, "Oh, well, I'm Naruto Uzumaki. Nice to meet ya." He goes, "You dared to kick me." He was like, "Yeah, now you're awake, so nice to meet ya." He's, you're, you're the bright light. He goes, I don't have all day. And I'm not going to repeat myself the third time, so... What's your name? I said, my name? He goes, yeah. What's your name, furball? He goes, I won't tell you my name. He was like... He rolls his eyes, and you're like, alright then, furball. I'll just keep calling you furball until you tell me your name. So, anyways, I just want to say this. I don't really care if you're sealed inside of me. So, in truth, I'm actually kind of glad. So, I guess I should say thanks, first off. Second off, I can understand why you don't even like people that much. They're all just annoying and irritating. Which, the Ninetales was looking at Naruto, was like, why? He was like, well, if you taste to see from my memories, you'll see. Anyways, just want to make some little conversation before my sensei arrives. He should be here any soon, or any minute. I'll see ya. So basically, after that, he leaves the Mindscape and grimmjow goes like, yo, Rumi, what's up? He's like, who are you? Grimmjow Drinker Jackson. Nice to meet ya. I was sealed inside of, well, I was sealed with you when Naruto was a baby. He was like, what's been happening? He was like, well, you've been asleep for about 13 years, so... Not really much. He just says, though, besides them wanting to use Naruto as a weapon, which basically the Ninetales just look at him and was like, what? He goes, yeah, they wanted to use him as a weapon, but I cleaned up the house. So, let's get to know one another. Basically, Naruto wakes up in the real world, and he opens his eyes, and Kakashi basically was exactly the same in canon. Everyone's introduction besides Naruto is the same. He goes, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. Favorite food, what I like. Training, my dad. Ramen. Hokage. Chuchi Yama. And fighting. What I don't like, this village. Every single person in this village besides the younger generation, I hate. My dream? Let's become the strongest person I can be and, well, make sure I can rival Hokage in battle. My goal? I don't really have one, but I guess this to surpass my dad. Which, basically, well, Kakashi does nod, and he's kind of thinking he's not the same kid he was protecting, that he, tried something. When Naruto just looks at Kakashi, he goes like, oh yeah, now I remember you. You were one of those Anbu members. He kind of squints, he was like, yep, exactly the same Anbu. I don't really like you much, and you don't like me. Wait. I don't like you, you don't like me. So, let's just do the thing where we just get along, and after that, we never see each other again. Okay? Which, Kakashi's looking at him along with his other students. Basically, Sakura and, Sasuke, which, she's like, Naruto Baka! Don't talk to our teacher, our sensei like that! When Sakura tries to punch Naruto, he legit just dodges, and then legit just pokes her in the stomach. She basically goes on her holding her stomach. He just sighs, be like, yeah, I ain't the same kid. So, he walks over to Kakashi, which Kakashi is looking at Naruto. He was like, try to use one of your jutsus on me again, whispering, and I'll, shove something so far down your throat, you'll wish you'll die. Got it, Kakashi-sensei? Which Kakashi just nods, and he goes, it's not a threat. They didn't hear it. And besides, what's more important, a ninja, or, as he basically whispered again, a Jinchuriki? Which, basically, his eyes widen for the final time. Naruto just walks away. He was like, well, catch you later. He's like, wait, you don't know what we're going to be doing tomorrow? He's like, probably a test. No offense. I read up on your file when I was younger. Laziest sensei ever, I would say. And so, he goes, fine. Basically, you ain't real genin yet. You have to do a test. Blah 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 blah. If you fail, well, I'll tell you tomorrow. By the way, don't eat. Yeah, he says, by the way, don't eat. As Naruto just basically, when Kakashi leaves, he just basically kind of chuckles. He was like, don't eat. Whatever. Hey, Chiha. Even though I don't like you that much, we gotta work together on this one. When she listened, he was like, why should we? Sasuke asked, he was like, one, he told us not to eat. He says, by the way, don't eat. It wasn't an order. Second, is there really any three-man squad? Basically, teacher to students? No. Unless they're becoming your apprentices. It was Sasuke's eyes when he goes, it's teamwork tomorrow. Whatever we're doing, yep, it's teamwork. So, get ready, eat something, sleep properly, then let's kick this guy's butt. And it was like, also, arrive 3 hours, basically what he's told us the time, arrive 3 hours later. That's what he'll do. So arrive in 2 hours and 45 minutes. Which Sasuke was like, no, don't tell Sasuke-kun what to do. Which Sasuke just says, how do you know this for sure? You're like, Parks are basically sneaking into the library every night. He's, wait, you literally think I was not basically a good student? It's basically some people literally were sabotaging me, Uchiha. Anyway, see you around. And Naruto basically leaves. So, after that, nothing really happens. Naruto doesn't do anything. Sasuke just trains a little bit, eats, and sleeps. Sakura just doesn't eat, which basically her mom tries to, but yeah. So Sakura does not listen to Naruto. Sasuke does, along with Naruto, but, how should I say this? When they technically, get there, Kakashi's not there yet, Sakura's there, she's like, where were you guys? Which Sasuke just says 3 hours late, just Naruto just nods. So they did kind of talk a little bit, they make an understanding, even came up with a little bit of a plan to involve Sakura, in which they kind of tell her the plan, and so they kind of just like, she was like, are you sure, Sasuke-kun, you want to go with his plan? Which he goes aside, they're like, yes. And she goes, alright, if this doesn't work, I'm blaming you, Naruto Baka. He goes, I'm not an idiot, Haruno. He basically thinks to himself, he goes, okay, how could the Haruno basically mother of her, how could her mother basically just deal with her all the time? It's a mystery. So what happens is when Kakashi comes, he explains the test, and right when basically he says go, he takes out the book, and immediately Naruto just blitzes, Sasuke for kunai shuriken, as Naruto was not basically going towards, Kakashi though. Which Kakashi was like, better luck next time, Sasuke, you should have just, he goes, wait a minute, where's Sakura? But Sakura basically throws a kunai, which basically Kakashi, from behind, which Kakashi basically catches, and then 3 shurikens hit, Kakashi in the back, which Kamurumi basically substitute for a log, which Kakashi was like, ooh, that was a close, as through blindness speed, Naruto basically punches Kakashi in the face, sends him into a tree, and immediately kicks him in the stomach, and grabbing the 2 bells, basically running back, cut one of the bells, hand basically one of the bells to Sasuke, while they keep the other one. And he goes, time. I wasn't in the mood for this stuff, because I got some stuff I gotta do today. Which Kakashi's like, great job, team. My stomach. He goes, so, did we pass your little test? He goes, yes, you used teamwork and involved everyone, and you got the bells. And he split them and shared them. He goes, yep. So, we're official. He goes, yes, official. He's like, good. See you around, Uchiha. I don't know. Naruto just walks away. So, yeah. And, well, that is technically the end of this What If. Hope you guys like it. You guys have a nice day, night, wherever you are, and bye. I'm getting tired.